Okay. So to change this, we would just come in here, click on edit, and this is where you can change the name of it. It is a service type, so that doesn't get changed. You can change what you call the SKU code if you even want one. And then we have a category for it to fit under. So this category is what you see right here.
Okay.
And so by categorizing QuickBooks Time, if you could really dive into QuickBooks Time and get a lot of admin overhead, but you can
Hmm.
limit what people see in QuickBooks Time when they're entering their time. But I don't think you're at the level of wanting to do that yet. But the point being,
Okay.
this
It can be
category
done.
translates to this right here.
Okay.
And then
And
on
like
sale,
a SKU doesn't have to be there if we don't have something, we do something like that, right?
no, no,
Okay. Okay.
it can just make it easier to reference and it shows up in different reports if you need
Got
it.
it. Yeah. Okay.
And then this is where we have our sales information. So if you did put the line items on an invoice, this is what would show up.
Okay.
And we do have clients. So the reason we have that selection in there to include them is like if you do a time and materials type of quote, then sometimes people like to show, okay, it's T&M. Here's how many hours of each of these line items we see that we need to do. And then we even had it have it to where it will hide the hours and the total amount and just show the list of things being done and not any numbers.
Okay.
But that said, this is what would show up in an invoice or anywhere else that you publish this information. And
Okay.
then here is where you would change the rate.
Okay.
And then part of this that I think I showed you in the demo is we added some chart of accounts to make reviewing your P&L a lot easier. And that's where this income account shows up. So under services, we added administration, drafting CAD, field work, and professional services.
Okay.
And these match what we have over here.
Okay.
And then I'll go into our demo account and show you how this plays out into your P&L. But what it does is now your P&L, instead of just having a lump sum for income, it'll show you how much revenue you generate from administrative work, drafting, field work, and PLS work
Okay.
without doing any extra effort on your part. This is the only setting that you have to do.
Okay.
So if you decide to add some more of these service items, then just kind of look at how these are set up and mimic that.
All right.
And then here's where you can do, purchasing from a vendor. But uh, that might be
We
getting a little
really,
over complicated right now.
yeah, probably.
So without
Is that
going
something, would that be just to ask that question on that? Would that be like if we hired someone to do drone work for us?
correct.
Okay.
But we
Okay.
have a similar feature within Qfactor where we can do vendor management there.
Got it. Okay. All right.
But you do
All
have to
right.
pay them, so they do need to become a vendor in QuickBooks and then be able to get paid
Right. Right.
and
Okay.
receive their invoices so you can pay against them and all that.
Got it. All righty.
And so to get to products and services, you go to your gear icon up here
Mm-hmm.
and it's right there.
Got it. I
So the
did see
next thing
that.
I'll show you is the chart of accounts that we added. And so right here under services, we put them as sub accounts under services so they show up nicely in reporting.
Okay.
And so there's the administration, drafting CAD. And what this benefits you is over time, as you add more employees or, want to look back over a year, the reporting becomes so much easier for you when these simple settings are done.
Yep. Okay.
All right, so let me go to your customers. So, it's amazing how I work in the same version of QuickBooks Essentials, and it appears differently for different customers.
That is really weird.
It is, because usually customers are under sales. In this case, they have a customer hub now. So to find your customer list, you come under Customer Hub and it might be rolled up like this. So click on here, go to Customers. So first I want to show you what I did. What is I added your company as a customer. And where this
Okay.
comes into play later is when you have that non-billable overhead time, you'll still use the same service items. So say you did research and prep for proposals. So when you enter your time, you would enter it against your company customer, and now that's going to provide reporting to show you where all your overhead time goes. Because that overhead time, cuts into profitability. And so over
Okay.
time, to become more efficient, tracking that, easy to do because you want to enter the time anyway. But now by putting it against your own company as a customer, we can now track it in the system and run reports on that.
Okay. So that would be anybody's, I'm sorry that I'm
Oh
really,
no, I'm throwing a lot
um,
at you here. Take your time.
so that would be anybody's time spent would go towards that,
Time spent not on a direct project.
not on a direct project, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you have a team meeting, you
Yep.
get 5 people in a room for an hour, that time they're getting
Okay.
paid.
Yep.
But that time didn't go against a project. So we
Okay.
could have a service
Non-billable.
item for
Yep.
meetings.
Okay. Yeah. Non-billable stuff would get put
Correct.
towards that. Okay.
Yep. Yep. And now you have a place to collect all that non-billable time and then report on it. And so doing this for other clients over the years, we had one client where when we got them set up on this, the owner's wife no longer had to come in to do a lot of the work that we now reduced,
Okay.
which improved their marriage. I don't know if you've got
Nice.
that problem, but
We do everything listen, we've been married for 32 years, so we do everything we can to keep work and home separate, even though they're in the same place.
oh yes, I know how that is. My wife and I are entrepreneurs, and we both have experience in each other's businesses, and we help each other. We got to draw a line somewhere.
Yep.
But
Yep,
what
for sure.
happened there was with her not coming in, when the field crew was out, nobody was there to pick up the phone except the CAD guy. And the CAD guy was he was really good about entering his time. And if he had to pick up the phone, he
It
went
messes
into
up.
QuickBooks Time and he stopped doing what he was doing on CAD, and then he entered the time
Wow.
for answering the phone. And after 3 months of this, I was able to convince the owner that his lost billing, because one, his wife
Hmm.
wasn't there to do it and she wasn't compensated. Two, the CAD guy was doing it, but every time he picked
Yep.
up the phone, it wasn't billable. And I was able to show him how much money he was losing and
Got
slowing
it.
down projects because
Yep.
and it gave him enough money. Now he could see he was losing 6,000 a month in revenue because nobody was there to answer the phone.
Sheesh.
So he
So,
took
I mean,
4,000 of that and hired a general manager, a good general manager, and the business increased and efficiency went way up because we had the
nice.
hard data to look at and go,
Yeah.
wow.
That's so important. Yep.
It is.
That's exactly like, yeah, you can't do that in your own head.
No,
It's
no, but
just
if you
not
start,
possible.
no, and you think, oh, it's just 15 minutes. Well, do that 5 times a day, 5 days a week,
Yeah.
20 days a
Yeah.
month. And
Oh, I know.
another,
Yeah.
we made an improvement to Qfactor that with one of our clients, it saved them 2 weeks of work a month or a year.
Okay. Wow.
But it was cutting a 10-minute process down to 2 minutes.
Hmm.
But that added up to 2 weeks of time because of how often that person did that thing.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's where we try to squeeze efficiency out because adding more people doesn't make you more efficient.
No, it
You
does
hope it
not.
does. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's why this is in here as your company as a customer. Now, here's the client that I picked on in Qfactor. So I noticed this one
Okay.
looked like it's in an active project role.
Hmm.
And so I just went ahead and added them in here and show you the structure that we set up.
Okay.
And when you use Qfactor to push your projects over to, so when you have a proposal, When you
Hmm.
enter the contact information and all the information about that project and they sign on the proposal, there's a convert to QuickBooks button that will do this for you. So we create a customer in QuickBooks for Arminder. Then we create what QuickBooks calls a sub-customer, which is now your project code and the name of the project.
Okay.
And I have clients go, well, that's just a lot of work. It's double the work. Well, it's not really double the work if you use the import button. And if you have to do it manually, it's about 30 seconds or a minute more work. But the
Okay.
benefit of this is tremendous, especially with repeat clients.
So basically, I have a project starting. I would then um, from QuickBooks turn it in. Excuse me, from Qfactor, create it into a QuickBooks document, like or
Nope. Let me show you. So you have some proposals in here.
yeah.
So here's where Simone O'Connor,
Hmm.
and you've got her in here as a contact. You've got all of her
Hmm.
information. So that's perfect. That's the
Hmm.
way it should look. And you don't necessarily have to add them in for every one of these.
No, I know. I just was, yeah,
Okay.
playing around with
Yeah,
it.
in billing contact, what we do is when we convert it, if you have multiple of these in here, we ask you which one you want to have imported into QuickBooks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But typically we focus on the billing contact because that's how QuickBooks knows
Yes.
that person,
Okay.
which could still be your client, which could still be your primary contact.
Sure.
But you've got this
Yeah.
information in here, fantastic. So what happens is if Simona signs off on the proposal, you click on the Convert to QuickBooks button.
Okay.
And what that will do is automatically import this in. It will, we won't use the proposal code number. That's
Mm,
separate from what the project code will be, but
okay.
we'll
Yeah, because
iterate that.
that's when we give it a job number.
Correct. So then the job number
Okay.
will be iterated by, we know what your last job number was, so we'll give this new one the new job number, the next one in order.
Okay.
And then when we push it over, it will look like this.
Okay.
That way we eliminate that step for you completely.
Okay.
And then I'll just go ahead and show you how, if you have to do it manually, the way that it gets done. So I'll come over here, I'm going to copy. And now in the customers area here, so you've got to be on the customers here. I'm going to add a new
A new one.
customer. And if they're residential, you don't have to add the company name.
Mhm.
And then let's go ahead and grab her contact info. And sometimes, so this address should be the actual billing address, which may be
Mhm.
different from the project location,
Right.
just to make the
Right.
distinction there. And then we'll come down here. Yeah, what we have now saves a lot of this time, but just to show you what the process looks
Yeah.
like. And by the way, I am looking into why that county is not showing up properly.
It's for whatever any of the counties, any of the towns that I've done, it pops in, generates its own, you know,
Yeah,
designation. It's weird.
okay, I will look at it, and I mean that's big on my list
No problem. No
because
problem.
it
I mean,
shouldn't be
it's
doing
not
that.
vital. Yeah, it's not vital for us as far as counties go because we work primarily in two. So, it's not huge, but I just wanted to
Okay.
let you know that.
Oh yeah, yeah, and others may be doing it elsewhere, and people don't notice it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this, and any information we can gather, like if there is a company name, the phone number, anything we can add so we can communicate with this person is
And
important.
so name to print on checks, that's there just because I mean,
I have
they're
no
going to be
idea when
paying
we're,
me.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is one of those Intuit things of, but this is a customer we're going to be
I
printing
guess
it
it's a,
on.
yeah, it's a just in case. So
I guess for a
maybe.
refund, maybe.
Yeah, that's all I could think. Yep. Okay.
It's funny when you go through $1 billion company's application and you're looking at it going, really?
Yeah, and that's like, but see, and this is good for me because my brain, I'm like, why do I need to put that? It's going to be our name. So do I put our name there? Like that's, so
Right.
now I know.
No, just leave it alone.
Okay.
So now we're going to go ahead and save it. And then we're going to add the sub job to it. And this is where QuickBooks doesn't do a great job explaining this or setting it up,
Okay.
but we can do that for you. Um, so now I'm going to add a new customer as that's going to be a sub job, which is counterintuitive, but that's the way they do it. So now I'm going to come in here and I'll go back to our project for Arminder. Or no, we're on Simona.
Simone.
So we don't have a project code for it right now. I guess I could have just entered this. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a new project code for it just for sample,
Okay.
but we can change overwrite this. So now
Okay.
the project code is going to go into here. And you don't do dashes, right?
No, it just all zeros and then whatever job
And four
order we're
digits.
in. It's a total of a 5-digit number. So you would
Okay, so
skip
one
that
left.
zero.
There we go.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And then I'll just do Simona. So we can leave the rest of this information not highlighted. And now what we're going to do is click that this is a sub customer.
Okay.
And this is where the rubber meets the road here. And now I'm going to go find my Simona and
Okay.
make this project code a sub customer and then make sure that this box is checked.
Okay.
Because then what it's going to do is it's going to bill the parent customer, Simona, and show the proper information there. And then it should pull in the address information and all that. There we go. So it pulled in the address
So,
information for us.
so is this a type of situation where we only have one of our clients, we only have a couple that are like this. The ones that do a lot for Yale, um, they might be the parent person, but if somebody that they're working for is going to pay us directly, would they become the subcategory?
Yes, exactly. And
Because
that's where you can then
sometimes,
put in the
okay,
detailed information for who you're going to actually bill.
okay.
And so let's just say with Yale, you've got three subcontractors you work with. Does that sound about right? Or
Yeah,
is it going to
it's
vary?
generally it directly with Yale. Yale pays them and then they pay us. When
Okay.
they have a private client, sometimes the private client might write us a check.
Okay.
Um, so
So
it's
we can
usually just
accommodate it depending on how that process flow
okay,
works. So I'll
okay,
just go ahead and add Yale. Is it Yale University?
okay. Yeah, that's fine.
And oh, look at that. Oh, we don't need
Mm.
all that, but let's see. Oh, that got
I
us
mean, we can just
address.
delete this after if this just for the sake of
Yeah, I would
showing me.
delete this information since we don't
Yeah,
know who
it's
these
fine.
people are. But so save and send. No, we don't want to save and send. All right, this is where these guys get to be too helpful.
Okay, it's too much stuff. Yeah.
Okay, we'll just leave it at Yale.
Okay.
Just tab over and that gets rid of all the helpful things. So I'll go ahead and save it. And then
Okay.
off the top of your head, who's a contractor you've worked with for Yale?
Well, they would be the subcategory.
Right. So I was going to go ahead and add one.
Yale would be. Yale would be the subcategory because we work for a company called Westcott and Mapes, who are these civil engineers, and Yale comes to them for work.
Okay.
And then the civil engineer comes to us for the survey portion. Yep,
I think I saw this in your customer list. So
yeah,
just for laughs and giggles here, then I'm going to go ahead and
yep,
put them under Yale, since ultimately
sure,
that's where you're doing the work.
sure. We'll just do the reverse.
And now we're going to say, don't build parent customer. So this is where you would then now add Westcott and Mapes. Who's the primary contact you're
Okay,
talking to there? Their
yep,
email address, phone number, and now that's
got
going to
it.
be separate from the Yale information.
Yeah. But I can always just put Westcott and Mapes down again and then create another subcategory with a new uh, client of theirs.
Exactly.
Okay,
And so
cool.
you can layer these quite a bit. I worked for a solar company. It was a solar commercial solar company I was working for when I decided to start this.
Mm-hmm.
And they had, I mean, so many subcategories in QuickBooks, it was mind-boggling, but it worked for them.
Mm.
To where they would have a high-level customer that was a region, so Eastern United States, and then
Mm.
underneath that they'd have each state, and then underneath each state, I mean, it was just like,
Wow.
but you
Yeah.
can do this ad infinitum, really.
Okay.
Um, and then do you do work with Westcott and Mapes outside of Yale?
Yes.
Okay,
And
then
they
that's
have
where
private clients
Okay,
that,
then that's
yep.
where that gets a little trickier. And if you do a lot of work like that, I could introduce you to some other concepts in QuickBooks that may help with that.
So I wouldn't just keep creating subcategories. It's only for the same job that you would create it.
No, you would create a subcategory for different jobs. So,
Okay.
so here's how we do that then. New customer again. Um, I'm just going to make stuff up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is a sub customer, and then we do Westcott,
Yeah.
bill parent customer, which would then be Westcott Mapes.
Yeah.
I hope they do that. So when we go back to our customer list, now here's what we see. So under Westcott and Mapes, whether it's Yale or, and that's where, well, we'll figure this out later. But for right now, you get the idea of how you can layer this,
Yeah, because he'd be up top. Yale wouldn't be. So it'll just be the reverse of that and it would be fine.
in which case then we can go into Westcott Mapes, edit,
Make him the,
and delete the sub-customer. And now
yeah,
everything under them will travel with them.
yeah,
So now when we go
perfect.
back to our,
That's how it would, yeah. Okay. And I just add another sub customer for another new job from them.
yep,
Okay,
yep.
perfect. Got it.
Okay, so, and now the benefit of this is that you can see the invoicing for each job. So if you've got 5 concurrent projects with Westcott Mapes, you'll see their total amount due. But the benefit is that without having to dig through invoices, if each job is invoiced separately, then you would see the total amount due on each job. And this really helps in collections when you call them and say, hey, you owe us $30,000. Well,
Yes.
that's 5 invoices. This way you can look and see and say, hey, you owe us 30,000, but this project's out of date, so can you pay this 5,000 and we'll move forward here. But this way you don't have to download anything, you don't have to dig through invoices. I've got clients when they come on board and they could have Westcott and Mapes with 1,000 invoices underneath it, and then they bury the job code in the memo field. And that's a nightmare when you're trying to do forensics.
Yeah.
So the goal here is to
Yeah.
make your job way easier by using the settings within the application to do so.
Okay.
Let me jump into our demo
This makes sense.
client here and show you how that plays out with actual data. And a lot of our clients do give us access to their QuickBooks for this very reason. So see how this is different? This is the same version of QuickBooks, I think.
Oh,
So here's how we structured Hernandez Civil Engineering as a recurring client.
uh-huh.
Here we have a construction staking project, and underneath it, we have each phase of construction staking.
Okay.
And then we have these 6 other projects. So when I go in to do my accounting, I see that Hernandez owes us $22,000. They owe us
Okay.
5,200 on the construction staking, and I can see the breakdown for each phase. So this
Okay.
makes your invoicing and collections and tracking so much easier.
So I can just keep creating subcategories, say a project they come back and then they need topography. I can do another subcategory that's just the topography and the cost of that.
Correct. Give it a
Okay.
new project code if you desire. Some people like to stick with the same project code on
Oh
the
yeah,
same property,
yeah, if it's the
in
same
which
project, absolutely.
in which case then you just give it a suffix, dot A, dot one, dash one. So that way there's a
I
differentiator,
see.
still the
I
same
see.
project code, but we know it's a sub-project of it without having to go through a lot of complexity.
Okay.
But again, that's a policy choice. You can use the same project code and just keep invoicing for new things.
Hmm. No, that makes sense. Okay. All right, cool.
Okay, so that gives you some ideas there.
Yeah.
So right now, any other questions on the QuickBooks side of things?
Um, yes, like in the um, all my stuff that's come in, um, the list of transactions and things.
Okay,
When I, this is where I'm a little like there's some Zelle payments. Those are payments from clients. Like how do I make category? Like what do I make that as a category for? Is it just plain old income or
so this is where then, since we don't have the work breakdown, then it could just go. So let me go ahead and pick Patricia Hines. It'd be ideal if we had a Patricia Hines customer in here,
yeah,
which I
understood.
think we can add on the fly. So we can add new and leave it at that. So
Hmm.
now we've got a customer to associate it to.
Okay.
And then we need to have an income category. And since it is just services, then I can just put this against services
Okay.
and you're
Then that's
good.
it.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
And now for these other ones, you should have categories. So did you merge? It looks like you merged your ADP with QuickBooks, correct?
It looks like it. Yeah. Well, because that goes through my or checking and account that they do auto charges to me.
Right.
But I believe I did. I don't. Oh, geez, I gotta pull it up and look
Okay.
now. But
So I noticed that there aren't a lot of expense categories. So if
yeah, what are my expense categories necessarily? Because
So this is where we need to create them because we started off with kind of a bare
okay,
bones setup. And this is
got it.
where you may want to sit down with your accountant before you get too
Okay,
far into this and say, okay, what should we be doing in our
all
P&L to
right.
track this appropriately?
So I can basically, though, I can base it off of what I've done before and given over and make categories
Correct.
like materials and supplies,
Correct.
subscriptions,
Stakes.
program, things of that nature.
Do you have any leases?
No.
Okay. So you own all your equipment and your
See, in
vehicles.
that, yes, correct.
And do you depreciate those or they pass depreciation?
Um,
Or do you
geez,
care?
I don't even know anymore. I'd have to look at my taxes.
Okay, because those are the kinds of things that you would need to get into your accounting, so you're tracking those appropriately.
Okay. And so somewhere in here, I could actually add those things.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. And then you need to track your rent or your mortgage. If you're working out of your home, then there are tax consequences, positive ones for doing that if you need them.
So and I did see this with the self-employment versions of QuickBooks, where you can link both, I could do the personal accounts and our business accounts. And because all our utilities are paid from our personal account, but we
Okay,
do get to do a percentage of that with, you know, being that we do Schedule C.
Right. Then in which case you will want to set up auto, like journal entries in here to do that automatically for you every month. So at the end of the year, you aren't doing a whole bunch of reconciliation or updating. So
Because
if you've
normally
got
what
a,
I do is I just give the accountant a total of my utilities and he takes care of the rest.
oh, okay, then if they're just doing it at year end, then that's fine too. That's probably the easiest to say, how much did you spend this year and what
Yeah,
percentage goes to business? Okay. But at some point, it will need to get entered into here. So your books balance, your P&L balances with your cash flow and with your balance sheet. So,
right.
but that's an end of the year entry that your accountant can either come in and you can give your an accountant a seat in Qfactor or in
Yes,
QuickBooks for free.
right.
That's what you gave me,
I
and
saw
there
that.
are two seats like that.
Okay.
And at some point, you can delete mine because I just end up. I usually help out at the very beginning, and
Yeah.
then after a while, it's like, okay, if you need it for someone else. So what I would do here, just for expediency, add a new account, and we'll call it ADP tax.
Okay.
I recommend account numbers. We won't do that
Um,
right now, but I did enable them for you so you can use them.
and so I would just create my own, or is there an account number that's associated with it already?
We can associate one with it automatically. No, actually,
Like
when I
we,
do update in QuickBooks, you do have to add one, but we'll do that later because you want to have make sure they're in a proper format.
okay.
Pays that my dad was an accounting teacher after he retired from the military.
Yeah, that's a bonus.
Oh, every one of my there's six, seven of us in the family, and I think at about the age of 7 or 8, we all got general ledgers to track our 25 cent a week allowance.
Uh, that's funny.
So since this is payroll, then we'll make this a sub account. And we'll have to create one for that. So we'll come back and do that in a moment. And we'll just call it
Okay.
ADP tax. All right, save.
And that next one,
It didn't associate it. There we go.
okay.
Yeah, what's
That
the,
next one is workers' comp.
okay. So again, we'll add a new account. I don't know if that's apostrophe or
Yeah,
not.
no worries.
And expense.
And detail type, it said they're advertising and propose.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, okay, we can fix that. So we can keep going down the list here, but you see now how we get that done. And this is right now the best way for you to start adding those accounts is based on what you're actually doing.
okay. How would I go back and edit it? Just
Um,
in
so let's go ahead and save these that we've
okay.
associated. And where's our post? And once you save these, once this is working and you have this
Okay.
set up, the next time you do an ADP, it will auto sense and associate those
What it
automatically
is.
for you.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you can create rules.
Yep. Yep, I'm
So
familiar with that.
so now to go in and change those, we would then go up to our gear icon and come into chart of accounts. And we can say, just show me my, well, no, they won't. Okay, so we can sort. There we go. So now I can come in here. There's our workers' comp, edit. There we go.
Okay.
Ah, this is where we needed this. I think we have the
Yes.
payroll. There's payroll.
Okay, so payroll tax expenses. Okay, and payroll
Let's see if they have a
workers'
worker.
comp. Yeah, I think it wasn't it right underneath it.
Did I miss it?
Oh,
No,
no, you did not.
but we
Workers'
can
comp was
create
probably
one
just on
for
its
it.
own.
Yeah.
All right. I can go back in there and figure that one out. Okay. That's good. All
And
right,
this is
now that
where
I
you
see
then can
that.
start adding them, and
Yeah.
you can also import. So if you just want to go in and add a whole bunch to like an Excel file, you can come in here, you can download a sample file right here,
Hmm.
and then fill it out with all the accounts that you want, and then just
Oh, okay.
upload it. And that saves
Oh,
you
perfect.
significant time. You may have to recategorize some, but it can save you a lot of
Sure.
time.
Okay.
And I'll send you the video of this recording so you have this
That's great. That
to
would be
work with.
awesome.
Anything else?
Let me see. I wrote some things down, which I think we covered. Okay. I think that's it
Okay,
for that. That helps me a lot.
excellent. Then let's go ahead and jump into Qfactor and show you how this impacts what we're doing here.
Okay.
So did you create a proposal for Simona?
No, I started that process, but it just never worked. So I
Okay,
do need to create one for her.
then let's go ahead and close some of these up.
I did send her already an old-fashioned one, but to know how to actually do this the right way would be good.
Okay, so what we have, so there are things called service templates.
Yeah, I
And
saw those.
this is where we need to add the QuickBooks service items.
Okay.
So come in here, we edit, and here I've already added some service items for you just to show you as a template.
Okay.
And so this is where we can say this is going to be fixed fee. We're not going to show the line items. If you wanted to, this is where you would then click and say show the line items, but don't show the hours or rates. But we'll unclick this because we don't want to show them. And then what we need to do is up here, we add a merge tag. And these merge
Okay.
tags, what they represent is data that's already in Qfactor that you don't need to retype. And so I'll show
Okay.
you in one of the other templates how we set that up. But for right now, I'm going to add a service merge tag, and I want to add the service name and then say at a cost of, and you can change this to whatever you would like. And then I'm going to add the total cost. And then I can make it bold.
Okay.
So now what happens is, so I'll go ahead and save this. And so I've got that saved. And so then you would go in
Okay.
as you get used to doing this and go into each one of these and go ahead and set up this work breakdown. So this is where you add the line items.
But now each one's going to be different.
Correct.
So I get another boundary staking and I click on a service item and it has already a fee in there.
So this is a template and it needs to
And
have some numbers in there.
so I'll just go in and change everything. Okay.
So we'll
Okay.
pull the template in. So let's go back to is it Simone? So here's where you can, there's a
Yeah.
couple places to search.
Yep. She's a zoning location survey.
There we go,
Yeah.
Simona. So now I'm going to come in here and with it, so you already have these in here.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just
That's
show
the
you how we
survey.
do it without, and we'll try to arrive at 1225. But now
And I
for
don't,
just,
yeah.
so just
Go
for
ahead.
estimating purposes, I'll pull in our boundary stake out. I can do that. There's our merge tag. And now here it comes in with the
Okay.
numbers already in, but this is where you or Jim would come in and say,
And
okay,
change it up. Okay.
it's,
Got it.
I mean, it's pretty close to what your quote was, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is based
But I
on the
get it
billing
now.
rates we put in. So this needs to be
Okay.
updated with your billing rates
Sure.
before you commit to clients.
Okay.
Unless
And so
they,
that'll get done in QuickBooks. Once I update that,
yes, but you
this
can
will
change it
autom
here if you need to.
right.
You can
Right. But it
override it if
so
you want.
okay, but it'll automatically update it over here.
Correct.
Huh?
Yeah, if
Or
I
do I have
change
to
this
do,
to 250,
but I mean, if I change it in QuickBooks,
if you change it in QuickBooks, then it will update here properly.
okay,
So QuickBooks would be the source of truth on these things.
right.
And so now all you do is you come in, you can give it a different name if you want, but this is your QuickBooks service items.
Okay. And so once I make all the line items for what's involved for each of these services
Yep,
and save the template,
yep,
it'll be there and it'll come up this way and I can edit as needed.
correct,
And now at this point, if you've edited it, just hit save.
correct.
Okay. Okay.
And
And
so,
now,
so we're under by, and we can delete this.
okay. So yeah,
Yeah,
I only would need the zoning location survey. I don't need
right.
anything else. So if I, because the existing conditions kept popping up and I don't know how that was happening. I don't need that. And it kept popping up on the final when with the different sections.
Okay, and once it's been saved, I don't see that we could, what we could do is we can clone this one.
Hmm.
Ah, okay, so you added the hours here, which was part of your service item. So you did get that far. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so, and I just filled in whatever for names,
Do you know what
but
this should,
now you have a list of all those things. And now how do I, if I need to add more, it's just going to be a matter of saving it on a template
so
and it
you,
automatically will go there.
if you need more service items,
Yeah, say there was something I needed to add
so you would
that
add this,
wasn't,
oh, to this project specifically or
or
to
to any,
QuickBooks?
that it might show up on multiple jobs, on
Yes.
multiple things.
Then you just do it on the service template and then it'll
Okay.
show up in here.
Okay,
So I
perfect.
can change this to one person field survey.
And then if I need to edit one and create a new item,
You can add a line item. So this is the
and
nice
then,
thing about the templates is not
yep,
all projects are created equal, which you started saying
right.
earlier. So we can change it on the
So,
fly.
okay, so you'd add a line item. I type in what it is. What if it's not a selection? What if it's not there and I need to create a new one?
Then you go into QuickBooks and you go
There's where I do it.
into, yep, and you do that under
Okay.
products and services. So that would be under your gear icon,
Okay.
products and services, and you add new, and it'd be service because you're a
Okay.
service industry. So we add a
Got
new
it.
service, give it a name. This is the type, SKU number, category,
Right
and you
back to
add,
here again. Okay.
yep.
Okay, perfect.
So you can add as many as you need that matches what your work is. But avoid the, I see a lot of clients that will add service items specific to a customer, and that's where it can get very unwieldy. And if you really, really need it, you can do it. But I recommend there are other ways of tracking specific things for specific clients, which if
Um,
you run into that, we can go over it. So that's how
okay.
you add more service items if this
Okay.
doesn't have what you need.
Perfect.
So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this since I changed the numbers. We'll clone again. We'll just save it as is.
Yeah.
And now I can delete this whole thing and then delete this. Oh, I guess I just deleted the whole proposal. Okay, so we'll delete that too. All right. So now they're not, you haven't published it. So now we can turn it into a proposal.
Okay.
So one way of doing that and is piece by piece.
Hmm.
But it looks like we
Z
already have a boundary stakeout. Oh, okay, so Heather's done.
ZLS. This is it's a ZLS.
I'm sorry. Oh, this one. So this is where we didn't need to do the service item because this is already done.
Okay.
And
And
this
in
is where we
here
would
is
have
where
then
we,
edited this. Or no, this is the
okay.
available one. This is the one we could now quote. So we can delete this. And then we're going to do our, sorry, I forgot what we had in these things.
Well,
We'll get it.
but now where is the selection gone? For like over like hours, like where you put for the item.
Oh, that's what I'm adding back in here because we didn't have the template set up. Let's go ahead and cancel out of this. All right, so I messed that up, sorry.
No, that's all
So
right.
let's just go ahead and pull in the whole proposal, get rid of everything, ZLS.
Okay.
There's our header, there's our
Yeah.
address. Add in the date,
Yeah.
zoning location, and now we would then add these line items that you had.
And there's the selection. Okay.
Yeah, but now you can
Okay.
add, and so then what we would do is once we're done here, we would go back into the section templates or the service templates and update the zoning template, update the zoning location. So when we pull it in, this would be properly formatted with, do you know what goes into this as far as one person field survey or
It'll be two.
two? Okay.
Yeah. Um, yeah.
And then what else? CAD?
Um, yeah, we do research, we do drafting. Um, okay. So and then I can shift the order of these. Okay. Okay. I think I got the idea of it.
Okay. And now then we would
Yeah.
just take this and
And I would change the fee type to fixed, correct?
correct.
Okay. All right.
So we're close to what we had here, and I'll just go ahead
Yep.
and save it and you can dial it in.
Sure.
And another thing that we did is I like round numbers in my proposals. And so we
Yeah,
built
I like
this,
even numbers. I definitely like even
so we built
numbers.
this so you don't have to mess with the quantities to get there. You can just overwrite
Mm-hmm.
this and say, okay, I'm close. Let's make it 1200.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And then that will factor into your profitability report.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and save that.
And now I can get rid of sections and add sections if I want right now.
Correct.
All right.
So now we show preview.
Because there is stuff I do. Yes. So what is that? Save this service before attempting to preview.
Um, Preview doesn't render the PDF, so we have to save. I guess we didn't save the
Okay.
service. So we have to save this and then we can show preview. And now
And
all show
now,
preview does is shows you what gets updated from Qfactor. If you want to see your final PDF, you click on PDF.
and the amount's not there.
We didn't add it in as we didn't add it into the merge tag. So
Oh, so I'll need to add a section. I'll need to create in the template a section that does that
we just have to come in here,
and add it in there.
and this is where then the merge tag,
Okay, got
and then
it.
we can put this into the template.
Okay, that's why it was doing that. Okay.
And I'm just going to go ahead and
Okay,
Then we'll go, we're fixing your
save.
template now and get it
Yep,
done.
cool. Okay. That's fine. Then I can go back after.
Yeah. And then if you so desire, you can change the order of these. I like to do them in order of
Yeah,
precedence. Research comes before field work.
yep,
That comes after
exactly.
field work.
Yep,
And these numbers in your template don't matter. They just have
yep,
to have them because like you
yep,
notice when we pull them in, we're going to override them.
yep.
So that template's set up for you.
Okay.
And then we have all this in here. We overwrote. Now note this, that if you came in here and you changed, and this
Uh-huh.
went to, 2 hours, we let you
I can
know
update
that
it.
you overwrote it and now you have
Right.
an updated number. I
Okay.
can put that in and then I can go 1,300.
Okay. And now after that, like that section right there, that you can that section can just get it's gonna need I'm gonna have to actually yeah, you can delete it from here because I'm
This
gonna have to
one?
update a template for it. I'll go back to the templates and update that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now we can view PDF and there's our fee.
Okay. All right.
Not sure what that, oh, um,
Wants me to bring in a signature,
huh.
which I will have an actual, I have a digital signature of his
Okay.
that I can somehow, if maybe in the template, I can bring that in.
Okay. And now do you have terms and conditions for your company?
Um, Sadly, we have not been using them, but I have been creating one.
Okay. Then when you have terms and conditions, you can
Uh-huh.
come into here under your accounts and we can do an attachment
Attachment.
upload.
Okay.
And so you would upload your terms and conditions. Some companies upload their rate sheets. And once
Mm-hmm.
they're uploaded and saved here, then I can come into here
And add it.
and I can add a section for attachments.
Okay.
And then the attachments would show up here. So now I can add the terms and conditions to the end of the proposal.
Okay.
And under the signature section, it would list the enclosures. And then when you publish this, it rolls everything into a single PDF.
Okay.
The other benefit is if in your research and prep, you got a parcel map and say you did a polygon around their parcel to show them
Right.
this is what we're working on, and you
Yeah.
uploaded it to Qfactor, then it would show up on the right-hand side, and you can
Okay.
either embed it within the proposal or you can add it as an attachment.
Okay.
So a
All
little bit
right.
of prep work there, but those features
Yeah.
are available. So now when you do the research and prep, you can include everything that you want into that proposal. It becomes a single PDF that you then email off to the client. Are you using an e-signature application?
We do have e-signature PDF, but Adobe, but
Okay.
I haven't been offering that. I haven't been using that
Okay. Well, it
at the
depends
time.
on how receptive your clients are to it and whether you want to add it to the workflow. But you could do that now where you upload this PDF into Adobe, send it off for signature. And then first quarter of next year, we'll have our own e-signature solution built into the
Oh, okay,
application.
cool.
So when
Yeah,
you
I
click
can wait
on,
on that.
okay,
Yeah, it's been fine so far. So,
so now when we get to the view PDF, this is where if we're good to go, then we click on publish. I just, do you want
okay.
that address centered in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then we added a couple more section templates. So this is the verbiage that goes into, as you know, you already added some.
Mhm.
I added one that's a client signature with a disclaimer,
Okay.
but it doesn't have the co-signature for Jim.
Okay.
Here's a letterhead. So this already has the merge tags in it.
Hmm.
So you can pull that one in as long as you've got the primary contact. You can create another one that would be billing contacts, so it'd have the merge tags for the billing contacts.
Okay.
So you can have multiple of these.
Okay.
And then show you how when you create the templates, here's how you add the merge tags. So this is where you get the project information. So you can add any data field from Qfactor into here. So like here's lot, sublot, block,
Okay.
section, township, and range. So any piece of data that you're collecting that needs to go into a proposal or any other kind of document. If you're
Okay.
producing documents at the end of the project, then you can create templates for those in Qfactor as well and pull in this
Okay.
final information. Then we have company information for you. So this
Okay.
is where, we have companies that have multiple offices. So they may have,
Yeah.
they may have
Gotcha.
multiple of these in here so that they can just pull in the right addresses.
Right.
And then when it comes to the contact person, then this is where we would pull in merge information for like the primary contact.
Okay.
And then when you click on this, then it has the list of their features.
Okay. Okay.
All right,
Definitely making more sense now.
good, excellent.
I'll probably watch this video 50 times, but
Well, that's all right. It takes some time, especially when you're not coming from an existing application and you're building your processes
yeah,
pretty much fresh.
which should
Um,
have been done many, many years ago.
well, it's being done now.
Yep, exactly. I know, I can't do in the past. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
No problem. Let's see, notifications. So we can set up notifications. So when a project is ready for estimating, we'll notify Jim. So what this is
Okay.
saying is that when a project moves from one status, from any status into proposal estimating, we want to notify Jim, or we can notify somebody with a project role. So if you've got a
Okay.
project manager set up separate from Jim, then they can be
Okay.
notified as well.
And that was under account,
And
manage
everything for
notifications.
settings is under account.
Okay. Notifications. Okay. And now, okay. Well, so right now it's just Jim and myself on here.
Right.
Um, and I have one more seat I can add for my accountant for users.
So you come in here, you invite a user, give them a name, their email address, and then their role. And so an
Okay.
employee role doesn't see financial information at
Right.
all. A manager sees limited and an admin sees everything.
Okay. All right. And then I add the accountant not in this area, I add him in a different spot, right?
Under in QuickBooks Online.
Okay, okay, right. He doesn't need to be in Qfactor, duh. Okay.
Correct. And I think that's under,
My accountant. Okay, yeah, and I have to get a code from them,
yeah, then
their
they would
ID
have
number.
access to it and then they
Yeah,
can help out with some more on the expense side of
yeah.
things, what your P&L should
Okay.
look like, what your balance sheet should look like.
Okay.
And then what else did I want to show you here? Let's see, statuses, you can change those if you desire. Task list template. So I
Yeah,
think
this
I
was
assigned you
interesting.
some tasks.
Yeah,
And so this is where communications between you and Jim or other employees comes in very important that these tasks, this is your standard operating procedure.
yeah.
And this is what really helps you guys get more efficient and better organized, especially when you've got a total of 5 people.
Mhm.
So we can go back to our Simona one and let's go ahead and pull in a task list.
Okay.
I see you added a task. Excellent. So you figured
Yeah,
that
but I
out.
don't know that I don't think did I do that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you send it, then you would just click it as sent.
Okay.
So it looks like you
And
did it for
then,
the estimating. So Jim was assigned to him.
yeah.
He completed it a day early. Way to go, Jim.
Actually, it's still not completed. We were just
Oh, well, then
filling in
he
the
can't
blanks.
check that.
No, we were doing it to see what would happen next, what the next thing coming up was, trying to play around with learning. So he's going to get an email. We learned that he gets the email,
Right.
and then he's finished estimating. And the next thing, that task, I had to enter that task for ready to send.
Yes.
So where do I find that list of items, the procedures?
So the ones that we created.
Yeah, like
So,
where would that show up?
so this is where we're going to import from task list.
Okay.
So do you want me to go ahead and import it into this project? We
Well, this
won't
one's
lose
not
these
about,
two, huh?
no, it's not the same type of um tasks, because
Okay,
it's
so
not a
these are
boundary
boundary
staking.
surveys.
Yeah, that one that's a boundary stakeout. You could go in there and see what happens with
Okay,
it.
punk up,
And
huh?
that I know, isn't it the craziest name of a road? Okay, so import task list
Could be
there.
Native American.
Yeah,
So yes, now we're going to do import from task list. Here's the
and
template,
boundary. Okay.
and we can change the name of it. If you call it a BSO, we can change the name of it, but let's just go ahead and
Sure,
pull this
sure.
in. Now this gives us a choice of merging in with existing task or delete the existing task and just start with
Oh,
new.
because there was that one that was started.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Which
we're
yep, go
gonna
ahead.
replace it, but we can
Yeah.
we'll just merge it in.
It's all right. It replaced it. It's just going to check it off again because it was done. Right?
Yeah. So I'll just go ahead and delete. Okay, so now this is your task list for research and
Oh,
prep.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
And now I can just go ahead and bulk assign these to you. When do you want to get it done by?
Give it any date you want. Uh,
Give you the weekend off, and we can
thank you,
even go
thank you.
drive right down to a time.
All righty.
So we apply.
Okay. And so technically, all of these things were assigned to me, but I could go through that list and assign different things now to different people.
Or you just don't do bulk assign.
Okay, so how would I
So we
just do
could have
the
avoided
individual
that,
assign?
and we could have avoided that and just, said, okay, edit, assign.
Uh-huh.
And then you just go down the
Just
list.
assign.
Yep.
Okay, got it, got it, got it. Okay, perfect. And then okay, save that.
And until we give it a due
And
date, I don't believe he gets a notification. But we
oh,
can give it a
okay.
due date after your
Yeah.
research and prep. So now it's on the
Okay.
books. And so now
Okay.
that we have these in place, when you log into Qfactor,
Wait, what did you just click on to make all that come up? That list of things.
oh, I clicked on it was
You went
set to
back to
this.
the individual task. Okay. Okay. So yeah, a lot of that stuff is not stuff I do for initial prep, I don't
And
think.
that's where then you would go into the template
Some
and
is, some
you
is.
and Jim could sit
Okay.
down for an hour or
Yeah.
so, go over that existing
Yeah.
template. You can clone it and start a new
Okay.
one
Yep.
and start fleshing this out to all the way through to invoiced and done.
All right.
Because you've
So,
got field work to be done. And then once it
right.
gets into field work done stage, are the things that need to be done. Yeah, we need a field report. We need to download
Yeah.
files. Then it moves on to AutoCAD.
Yeah. Okay.
And so your homework is to go through this first task list. We can actually come into task list templates and you can just go ahead and clone it. And then we'll call this, what's the name of it? Boundary Survey
Boundary
SO?
stakeout. Yeah,
Boundary
BSO.
Stakeout. And then you can add a detailed description. And so this is where this becomes your training manual for your company. So you can give this as big a description if you want as this is what a boundary
Okay.
stakeout is to Dennison
Right.
surveying. That way
Okay.
every employee can see it and embrace it and commit it to
Now,
memory.
all right. So now when I go to edit, I'm in the template part, right?
Yep, this
I'm
is the
creating,
template.
okay. So
Do you
there's
you
how
down
do
you get a
I
deed?
um yeah, how do I create the option to download something? Like it said to download it on the other thing, I would just click on it over there and download it, or is that
What do you mean by download?
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
If you go back to where jobs were assigned already,
Oh, okay.
not in the tasks.
Back to
Now,
the project we were working on.
yeah,
So here's your task calendar.
okay.
And so
And it
now I can
shows,
see all
yep,
the tasks that have been assigned. And
okay,
we were working on punk up.
yeah.
Okay, so
And
here,
now, yes. So see how it says upload.
yes.
How do I get those types of options in there? Does it just automatically know?
No, no. So this is where I'll show you then in the task list template that
Okay,
we have
okay,
here.
perfect.
So let's just go ahead and add a new task. So this is where we have 5 different types of what are called task list items. A checkbox is
Oh,
simply a
okay.
to-do thing. A
All right,
document means
yes.
we need to upload a document,
Yes.
and
Okay.
then we need to add document sources and document categories. So we already have some
Yes.
document categories. You can add more of these too. They're under application or under account.
In in Qfactor.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So you can say what type of document.
Okay.
Um, we don't have one specific to it, but it could be under, yeah, deeds or.
Yeah, that's fine for now.
And so now going back to, your standard operating procedures, you can say, well, even with the download the document, property characteristics, go to the county website, and then you could put the URL in
Sure.
parentheses here.
Oh,
Search
wow.
on, and now this is where you get very explicit about what you do here. So if somebody else needs to jump in and help out, well, what do I do? Well, follow the directions.
This is for like, my son-in-law was working for us for a while and helping us. He was doing, helping businesses get themselves organized, basically.
Uh-huh.
And I was a lost cause. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're not.
But doing it the way we were doing it, because he's like, you need to have these things. If you hire someone new, you're wasting time sitting there teaching them. And this is basically,
Especially if you don't have a script to teach them from.
this is a much easier way of creating that. That's for
Yes.
sure.
And it was one of the reasons it was created is we had a client in Texas who does pretty much title surveys only.
Okay.
And so they have a high turnover of employees because, on the surveying side, they've got their set crew, but the front end office side had some turnover.
Mm,
And they were constantly having to train and there was miscommunication and they shopped us around, couldn't find a better application, but they found a feature. And it was this task list feature. And so we built
okay.
it over 2 months with them. And the idea here is it's good for training. It's good for
Yeah.
consistency of product. So what your output is should look the same all the time.
Yeah.
Every BSO that goes out should have follow the same patterns, same characteristics. Granted, each project can have its own different thing, but with the templates, when you pull the task list template into a project, you can add, edit, delete all the tasks you want.
Yeah. Okay.
But at least this is your starting point. So yes, your son-in-law is correct. I cut my teeth at McDonald's when I was in high school, and they had a book on top of the safe in the manager's office that anything you needed to know about operating that store was in that book.
Yeah.
And when I worked my way up to management, if the air conditioning went out, we did not wait for the air conditioning people to show up because if the lobby's too hot, people are leaving and we're not doing our business.
Mm.
So I could go through there and it walked me through a troubleshooting task list up to the point of,
Wow.
okay, now it requires a professional if this hasn't fixed it. First thing is check the breakers. Oh, breaker's out.
Yeah.
Okay, air
Okay.
conditioning's back on.
Perfect. Right. You don't have to call somebody for something so simple and pay $500.
Yes, yes. And so with defining these, now you say this is how Dennison Land Surveying does a boundary stakeout. And it's
Hmm.
consistent every time. New employees can learn very quickly. Existing employees become consistent and cross-trained. Let's say you get, 20 inbound proposal requests, they're all good, and you can't get to them yourself. Pull somebody over who can help
Hmm.
do the research and prep for you because
Yep.
this walks them through what they need to do.
Yep.
And then
Okay.
once it's in here, it's trackable as a task.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and abandon this for now. But now everybody's tasks are in here. They're
Yeah.
searchable. I can say, just show me not completed because they're the ones that scare me. And I can drill down to one person. So Jim's good right now. He's golden.
Okay.
But as you have more people involved in this and more, I mean, two people doesn't double the issues, it's exponential.
Yeah,
Especially when it comes to miscommunications.
for sure.
And one of the things I learned in industrial engineering is any process flow, my goal is to eliminate waste, work in process, and confusion.
Hmm.
Those three things are the bane to any project being completed within scope, within budget, and on time.
Okay. All right. So I'm trying to
Is
look.
that good for
No,
today?
I don't. Yeah, this is great. I'm just making sure I don't have any other questions that I wanted front. Um, okay, lots of things I can check off. This is good. So when it comes to back to the tasks again and creating templates and the lists that go along with it, I who so you put through that first one in there, didn't you? The boundary stakeout as an example for me.
Yes, yes. That's just a sample template
Okay.
that we use that we start all our clients off with
Yeah.
so they have something to
Okay.
work with and they can
Okay.
either modify it or start using it.
Okay. For each of the different services.
Right.
Okay.
And then once you create the first one, you just clone it and now you
Yep.
modify it where it's different. You don't have to
Yep.
start from scratch.
Perfect. Okay. All right. And then all those other things, if I need something different, like the proposal, field work, those things I find under, oh geez, those steps, the proposal project, each of those things I initially find under, is that something I set up in QuickBooks?
The service items?
Yes,
Yes.
over the task, under task list, each of those things. Um,
These?
to the, to the left, one more,
Oh,
like
these. These are
proposal
your
ready.
statuses.
That's just my
These
statuses.
are
That's
just your
right.
statuses. And if you want to
That's
change
right.
those to
Yes.
match your workflow, then we come in under accounts,
Statuses. Oh, got it. Got it. Got
statuses.
it. Got it.
And so
So the
you'll see
main,
these are grayed out because
yeah.
they're assigned, some project has something assigned to it. You
Oh,
pulled
okay.
it
So you
in
can't delete
somewhere. So you can't delete
it.
it without updating that.
Right. So then the main things that I would need to do in QuickBooks would be the
Service items.
services,
Yep.
service, and then which would be the same things that are the line items. Is that
Correct.
correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
And
your
that's
other
where that
thing
is.
is
Okay.
going over your chart of accounts
Yep, I have
and
that written down
updating your
here for,
expenses.
yep.
And now that you see how to do it by reconciling your bank account, that will drive you towards what you actually need by reconciling what you're already transacting. And then you can improve upon it later.
Okay.
So that's
And then
where
like,
going into here.
I
And
know
then if
this
you
is prob
connected credit cards, I mean, you can connect all
and
of your.
I did. And like there's somewhere in there, there's a credit card payment. Like how do you categorize that?
So did you connect your actual credit card to QuickBooks?
Yes.
Okay, then that's where you would categorize it as reconciling this is just your bank transactions.
Okay.
Let's see where they hide credit cards, or I wonder, they may consider the credit card the bank. So let's go back to,
Yeah, Spark, there it is. Yeah.
okay, there's 173 transactions to be
So I got to go
reconciled.
in there and
Yep,
individually do those.
yep.
Okay. Okay, good. And now
So
this is
this
where it
one,
got
like
tricky.
Capital One, then you need to have a Capital One credit card in here to balance this payment against.
What do you mean?
So this is a Capital One credit card,
Yes. Yeah.
and do you have the credit card attached to QuickBooks?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what you
that's the
just
one.
opened.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I saw the Spark
Spark,
Classic,
'cause
so I didn't
that's
associate.
what it is. It's the same
Okay,
thing. Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry.
that's all right.
Okay, so in there I'll do the categorizing of that. And now that was the other thing, but when we first met, things like Record Hub, Quick Solutions, that's all research. And so I have no idea which jobs it was. It could be more than one job. Well, it's not more than one job.
Well, that's where it
It's
just kind of
definitely,
goes into overhead because it's not worth tracking
yeah.
at those dollar rates. I mean, by the time you'll spend more time and money trying to track it than,
I mean, we spend a year in that, thousands.
oh,
But yeah, by the time the year is up, our research is a couple thousand at least.
okay. Well, then if
Um,
the project's in here and you know what project it was for,
that would be the best thing to do. And I probably can figure that out if I set up, because I know you can set up like not a PO or but a number in when I'm checking out from these sites.
yes,
I can put a
that's
number
where I
in for
put
the
in the project
particular.
code.
That's okay. Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to start doing then. And that
Yep,
hopefully will show up on the bank description.
yes.
Okay. All right. January's coming.
Yes, it is tomorrow.
We're we're in for some big changes.
Well, as you can
Okay.
see, they're all going to be very positive and
Yes.
we're helping with the implementation process, which is usually the most challenging part of doing
Oh,
this. And change
yes.
management is very important to get done properly.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
can get so mired in the transition that it becomes nearly impossible and you go back to what was working before. And
Hmm.
in embracing the new tools, I've worked for companies where for 6 months we would have to run not just two parallel processes, but three. So everybody's workload that had to work
Yeah.
on these systems got tripled, and we lost employees because they were like, "This is BS. I'm going to go find another job."
Mm.
So
S-
there's bad ways of doing it, and then there's good ways of doing it. And in this
Yeah.
case, you're jumping in feet first, and you don't have that parallel process that you have to keep going, but you do need
Right.
to adapt very quickly to what we're doing here.
Okay. So when I'm ready, say that one proposal we were working on, Simona, say I hadn't sent her anything yet. If I'm ready to send the actual proposal, it's created and ready to go. I will actually, what is that final process to send it to her?
Um, I thought we deleted all this, or is this a different one with the same
Uh,
info?
We might have added it And again, we did a lot of deleting and adding.
So
So, but
what you
this
would
wasn't
do
sent
then
to
is,
her yet.
right, right. So what you would do then, oh, this is the one I think we added
Yeah, yeah.
service items to. Okay. So we'll go ahead
So,
and delete this like we did last time. We know that the service items will stay. We'll delete this one. So now what you would do is add the proposal,
uh-huh,
ZLS,
mm-hmm,
give it a name.
mm-hmm.
Um,
I do all the little things I need to do in
let's see.
here.
Let me try something. This
Okay.
the single template is a new feature for ours, and I haven't totally tested it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. Okay, this said service is already in proposal. So let's save. Yeah, see, okay, didn't like that. All right, back to project. We'll delete this. Okay, so just to complete that, what you would do then is add your proposal, our ZLS, without
Mm-hmm.
going into the details. We'd delete this.
No, why delete it?
Yeah, good question. We did
Was
that last time and had to recreate it because,
wasn't that that was our proposal?
but this is where we needed to redo the proposal within the one we just pulled in. So this is where it
Oh,
got a little confusing. And it didn't bring in our updated template. So I'll just go ahead and bring it back.
s-
We had research.
and now that's good. Say that's all there is to it because I don't have to
Okay.
worry about it because we I did already send it to her. So you save that, and then the next step after saving it um would
Then we
be
view PDF.
okay. You know, scroll down to the bottom. We could delete that thing. I think that was there, whatever that was. Okay,
And then
so that
publish.
publish, and then publish does
It shows up on the documents. So now you've
okay,
got your PDF here. Open it, download it, and then email it.
and then I just email it. Okay,
Correct.
okay, and then QuickBooks does invoicing.
Correct.
So like with balances and stuff.
So then I'll go ahead and delete this since it's not
Yeah.
the official one.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what happens here is if she signs it, then we just convert to QuickBooks. We'll create a new customer. Well, in this case, when we convert
Hmm.
it, we'll tell it we already have Simona in as a customer.
Sure. Yeah.
And then we'll add a new project as a sub-customer in QuickBooks for you. And then that's where the invoicing happens.
There. Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Oy. Yep. All right. I'll get there.
And I think we covered probably what you wanted to go over with Heather.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. And if you have any questions along the way, we don't have to always do a Zoom session. Just send Heather
No,
and I
no.
an email
Perfect.
and we'll answer it as quickly as possible.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right,
I
Becky.
really appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. You have a great one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.